Today, I'm going to share with you guys how you can go from dead interest with dead creatives to reviving everything. So it's all about testing. It's all about testing new creative. Some of them will work, some of them will not work. And as you can see, we have this store right here that we've made $96,000 for the purpose of this channel. We created a store, and by this time we have made $96,000 on this channel, and we have tried multiple things. Obviously, this product itself is not as big of a winner that we wanted, but it makes money. So if it makes money, then we keep it. And I'm going to share with you how you can test your creative to make sure that it's not your interests that are dying, it's your creatives. A lot of your interests are going to start well, but eventually they will fade away, and you will ask yourself, but what is happening? There's no more interest in my product, but it's your creative. So you need to start testing creative. And that's what I'm going to speak about today, because like he like I'm showing here, as you can see, those two interests down below, coat and clothing, with the new launch creatives, uh, have been performing well. 7 sales, 6 sales, $54 CPA, $62 CPA. Keep in mind, this is a high ticket product. We make around, after upsell, after everything, $120 profit every time we make a sale. So those CPAs are very good numbers for the type of product that we're selling. So CPC incredible, CTR incredible, everything looks incredible. But eventually, this thing is not going to last forever. As you can see right here, it's making no more sales. So a lot of people, when they see this, they're going to be like, okay, so I have no more sales. So it must be my interest. My interests are not good. So let me switch my interest. And maybe you can find new pocket of audiences with your new interest. New pocket of audiences with your old creative that are going to work. I'm not saying that you would not, but let's be honest, let's be realistic. Your interests are not dying. They're simply exhausted from your creatives. So you go from having good days like this to having no sales like this. And you think that your product dies and that dropshipping is no longer a viable business. But what if I tell you you can make something like this? Look, clothing, coat, I've tried different creative, and look, $6, 6 purchases, 5 purchases, 4 purchases. Everything is doing amazing right now. It's doing crazy. Like it's doing even better than the original creative, to be honest. So that's what I'm saying, guys. If you want to scale a store to 100K to 200K, whatever is your first goal to achieve, to 50K to 10K, you need to understand that depending on the product that you have, you'll need to switch the creative slow or fast. If you have a super winner that people haven't seen before and it's a gold mine, then probably that your creative is going to last longer. But what if you don't have such winner? Then your interest will die quickly. But it's not they are going to die. It's just they get exhausted quickly because they've seen your product probably with somebody else. They've seen your products, or they have been scammed by somebody else. And now they're skeptical. And now there's a lot of bad reviews about this product. And, there's kind of virality behind that. Or there's just simply not that much interest with the type of creative that you created. So you do that, you start making sales, and everything is doing well because, Facebook has a tendency to making everything good at first, but eventually that pocket of audience that, are hyper buying buyers are going to fade away. And you need better creative to take the one that are, hyper buyers, but a little bit more skeptical. So you need to show them, oh, like this brand looks like, they're the real thing. They're creating multiple creative. It's not the original creative. I think that's the original brand that started this product. I'm going to buy this. So by doing that, you go from, okay, I've tested the original creative. Perfect. Great. Now I know that interest code and clothing are working. And that's what I tell myself. I'm like, okay, the first time that I test interest, I test 5 to 10 interest. And I see like, okay, which interest sticks? The interest that stick on those 5 to 10 interest is coat and clothing. So I know they did work. Now I've been running them for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, they fade away. And after the 2 weeks, they start not getting sales. And as you can see, I even tested top clothing and it didn't even bring sales. So, but we are looking at coat and clothing. I know that previously they made me money. I know those interests are not dead. Not with a product that is making like 100K. Your product is not dead. If you tell me you have scaled your product to $1 million, then I will tell you maybe it's another story. Maybe you've tried different creatives on it, but at 100K, it's not dead. So now that I know it's not dead, what I need to do is I created 5 interests that are the same, clothing, and 5 interests that are the same, coat. And on each one of those interests, I changed the creatives. I did, as you can see, 1 to 5 creatives, 6 to 10, 21 to 25. So I created multiple creative, but those are the one that worked. Out of, let's say, 10 that I tested, 5 did work. So that's a good ratio. And as you can see, they're performing extremely well. So now I turned off the one that didn't work, and now I have those that are milking money for me. And now if they fade away, then I'm like, okay, let me try again. Let me try new creatives, and it will maybe spark up again. And guys, when you're testing creative, don't test 1, don't test 2, don't test 3. Test at minimum 25 creatives. Every time you make a test of creatives, you want to test 25 creatives. And the way that you want to do it is you want to take the best performing interest, duplicate it 5 times, and do 5 different creative on each one of those interests and see which one wins at the end. And that's what I did here with the top 2 interests. If you are not doing that, what's going to happen is that your interests are going to fade away, and you're not going to be able to achieve 100K, because the first problem of dropshippers is that they're not making money. The second problem of dropshippers is they are not able to achieve a good amount of money. And they're like, okay, but what's going on? Like, I don't know. I've made money with dropshipping, but it's always 10K, 20K. I cannot go past that. Yeah, those are the reason. And I've did it multiple times with multiple products. I've made the mistake, I'm not perfect. It's been years that I've been doing dropshipping, but on the first few years, I had those problems. I had the problems that all of my products, I found winners, multiple winners, but they were all making 20K, 30K, 50K at most. And when I found out that I need to switch to creative because the creative died out, it was like eye-opening. And obviously, guys, we are covering the campaign section, obviously, because this product is still running and we don't want to show it. We don't want people to copy it and remove it. This is a store for entertainment purposes, but eventually I'm going to reveal the products. If you want me to reveal the product, eventually we need 50 likes and 50 comments on one of our video. If we have that, I'm going to reveal the product when it dies. So if this video reach it, I'm going to reveal it. And as you can see, those 5 interests made a decent amount of money in revenue, like 966, 952, 772, 586, 506. So those interests are milking money. That's insane. And to be honest, if you want to achieve results like that, you need to test. At first, the first few weeks, don't worry. Just make sure, like the way that I do things is the first few weeks, let's say 2 weeks, not few, because people don't know how much is a few. The first 2 weeks, I try to let run the product to see if it's consistent with whatever is working. So if it's 1 interest or 2 interests or 3 interests, I let it run. So that's what I do. The second week, I basically try to find different interests. I will test 5, 10, 15 interests on that week to find more interest. Now I have 5 solid interest out of those 15, maybe 3, maybe 5, maybe 10, maybe 50. I don't know. I found 5 solid interest. Great. Now my goal is to start scaling a little bit. But when I start scaling, then I always want to start testing at the same time new creative. So I will look at, okay, which one is the most powerful and which one is the most consistent. So I will look, I'm like, okay, the interest clothing overall got 50 sales. Great. And it's on a period of 3 weeks. Great. Period of 3 weeks, 50 sales. It's pretty consistent. And you see it's fading away a little bit and it's not as consistent as it used to. Okay, let me take clothing and let me duplicate it multiple times and test 5 new creative on each one of those duplication that I've created. It works. Perfect. It doesn't work, then you've tried what you have to do. But normally, if you put your heart in those 25 creative, you should have at least 1 or 2 that are working. This is my range. Normally, I try 25 creative and I have between 1 or 2 that works. On here, I tested more and it did work. But to be honest, this because I created insane creative. But again, and each one of them only one worked. Only one. So I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 credit that worked. So instead of 2, 5 worked. I was happy with that. And I've just scaled those ones. And eventually when they fade away, I will test again a new batch of creative. But the new batch of creative, don't make it too complicated. Replicate what worked previously. You know what worked previously? Just do something similar. That's it. That's what you want. So yeah, guys, this is the video of today. Wish you all an amazing rest of your day. Take care and peace out.